Hi, I'm Dwight de Leon, political reporter for Rappler, and you're currently tuned in to our social media channels on Facebook and on YouTube. We are coming to you live here at the House of Representatives, Batasang Pambansa in Quezon City. Two impeachment complaints within just a matter of days. That's the political reality that Vice President Sara Duterte is now facing as the legal challenges against her mount here in Congress. The second impeachment complaint was filed today by leaders of various progressive organizations, progressive groups. There are over 70 signatories to the second complaint, including, among them, stalwarts of the Philippine left, including former lawmakers Teddy Casino, Liza Masa, Saturo Ocampo, Nery Colmenares. There's also Antonio Tino, Sara Elago, Emi De Jesus, Ferdinand Gaite, Eufemia Colyamat. These are all former lawmakers from the progressive left. They once held positions or represented their party list groups here in the House of Representatives. Bayan Secretary General Renato Reyes, also a signatory to the impeachment complaint. The complaint is being endorsed by the three-member Makabayan bloc. These are the lawmakers who have been at odds with the Vice President, some of the staunchest critics of Vice President Sara Duterte, namely House Deputy Minority Leader Franz Castro of ACT Teachers, House Assistant Minority Leader Arlene Brosas of Party List Group Gabriela, and Kabataan Representative Raul Manuel. There are at least 5 grounds for impeachment listed in the 1987 Constitution, but the complaint is only invoking one, which is betrayal of public trust. They say Sara Duterte, the Vice President, betrayed public trust and should be indicted for, one, supposedly abusing her discretionary powers over the confidential funds worth more than 600 million pesos received by the Office of the Vice President and the Department of Education in sometime in 2022 to 2023. They're also saying that the Vice President mocked auditing processes by ordering subordinates to prepare accomplishment reports in relation to the disbursement of confidential funds supported by documents which were allegedly fabricated. And 3, they say that the Vice President betrayed public trust when she refused to recognize the Congress's oversight functions, when she skipped budget deliberations, and when she skirted questions on her use of public funds. They say in the complaint that when sought for explanations, when sought for answers, the Vice President resorted to red tagging or red baiting her critics. They say that she has failed to uphold her oath and that her actions are undermined principles of accountability. House Secretary General Reginald Velasco received the second impeachment complaint at around 3:30 p.m. today. He said, and I'm going to read what he said, "The filing of impeachment complaints underscores the seriousness of the allegations and highlights the vital role of Congress in upholding transparency and accountability in government. The House is also promising to perform its constitutional duty with fairness, impartiality, and respect for the rule of law." It can be remembered that this is already the second impeachment complaint against the Vice President. The first complaint was filed just a few days ago, just last Monday, by civic organizations fronted by former Senator Laila de Lima. There are around 16 signatories to that complaint. It was the first ever impeachment effort. It was endorsed by Akbayan Representative Percy Sendanya, the newest member of the House of Representatives of Akbayan, was belatedly declared a winner of the 2022 elections. The first complaint that was filed a few days ago cited 4 grounds for impeachment and invoked 24 or proposed 24 articles for impeachment, from Duterte's alleged misuse of funds, which was also which was also mentioned in the second petition or in the second complaint, to her public meltdowns that resulted in either implied or direct threats to public officials, including her former ally, President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. The Congress or the House, specifically the House Good Government Committee, has been investigating the Vice President over her handling of public funds since she resigned from the cabinet of the President back in June, which is the clearest indication that the 2022 alliance that they had forged had broken down. Duterte, time and again, has insisted that the investigations here at the House of Representatives are politically motivated. It remains to be seen, though, if the impeachment efforts, the impeachment complaints will prosper and will see the light of day at the Senate as proponents or advocates for her impeachment face time constraints. There are numerous adjournments on the way in the remaining 6 months of the 19th Congress. For example, the House is going on a Christmas break 2 weeks from now, and they will be reconvening in January. But even when they reconvene next month, they will adjourn again in February in time for the months-long campaign period for the 2025 polls. And their next resumption of session is in June. There will be only around 6 session days during that period. So on paper, the House is pressed for time. Also, the 2 impeachment complaints are endorsed by party list lawmakers who are part of the minority. They're often on the outside looking in. And that's it when it comes to wielding significant legislative power due to their lack of numbers. So that's why it remains to be seen whether or not members from the majority coalition, supermajority coalition, lawmakers allied with the administration will support this impeachment effort. And while the word war between the Vice President and lawmakers allied with the admin has worsened in recent months, we can remember that Marcos, the President, recently appealed to lawmakers, confirming a leaked text message that said he doesn't want the Vice President impeached and that he'd rather that congressmen focus on the more important things. So that context or that backdrop sort of complicates the decision making of the lawmakers on whether or not they will support impeachment efforts against the Vice President. So that's the latest here at the House of Representatives. I am Dwight de Leon for Rappler.